a good pass. 3 tracks in 4 days, baby. That's a street car. Final day, guys. Day 3. Today we're heading to Orlando Speed World. I just left my house about 3-4 minutes ago. I'm gonna run and get some E85 really quick, fill the tank up. My wife is following behind me with our baby. She's gonna pick up her mom as well. She wants to join us. Today again, we're going to Orlando Speed World, 2.5 to 3 hours from our home. So we're gonna fill up on some fuel, get my buddy Robert, and get on the way. This morning I did an oil change to the transmission just to make sure the oil is tip-top shape. I've mentioned to you guys before, I buy the oil on Amazon and I get boxes of it. So I'm always up to date to making sure the oil's at 100%. So I did that this morning. I changed the plugs. After leaving the racetrack on day 2 PBIR, the car ran flawless at the track. On the way home I was messing with those bikes a little bit and I could hear the car breaking up a little bit. I wasn't sure if the fuel, the air fuel seemed fine. I pulled the logs and that was perfect. So in cases the plugs, I put brand new plugs in there. One of the plug wires, man, I shouldn't have pulled it from the plug wires. One of the plug wires came loose from the, I have the induction performance coil pack. And it's like a GM style coil pack. Is a wire on plug. It's not a coil on plug like the factory Supra stuff. So I pulled the freaking, the wire off the insulator. So I put it back on there as best as I knew how. So let's hope there's no issues. Let's hope it's on. The car's idling fine. It sounds like it's running on all 6. There shouldn't be any problems, but let's give it hell, guys. Today we're also going to be running in the middle of the day. We should get to Orlando probably around 2. So it's 11:30 now. So I'm hoping around 2:15 we'll get to Orlando. Give the car some time to cool down. Probably won't run till around 4. It's going to be in the 90s, guys. 90 something degrees. Crap, I went to the wrong pump. Guys, it's gonna be 90 something degrees today, so that's gonna be the hottest weather we've ran the car in out of the first 2 tracks. So we'll have to add some boost to compensate. I already adjusted the tune a little bit last night, just so you guys know. I upped the boost 2 pounds. 2 pounds is not a lot, but just a little bit. So 100 RPMs more on the launch, 2 more pounds of boost. Let's see what it does. In this heat, I'm guessing it'll do another 830. I'll be really happy with an 820, but I don't want to increase it too much or push it too much in the heat. It doesn't really make any sense. But let's pump some fuel and get on the road. Car drove flawless like usual. These Kirky seats, guys, are comfortable when you first get in them. The first hour into the ride we're good. Second hour, by the 3rd hour, my butt cheeks get numb. I couldn't wait to get here already. But here we are, baby. Orlando Speed World. I've only ever raced here twice before. And it's been a good 2 years or so. So I haven't been to this track in a very long time. I wish the weather was a lot colder, but this is what we got, baby. 95, 96 degree heat. The iPhone earlier was saying feels like 98 in Orlando. So this is hot, hot temperature. And we just drove 3 hours to get here, so we'll definitely let the car cool down some. And then we'll give it some passes. Hello. 1 racing, 3 spectating. I'm paying for the guys behind me too. All right, guys, here's that famous green wall. Oh, you can already smell the burnt rubber. You can smell the race fuel. Race in Orlando, you want to make sure your car's
oh, maybe you gotta go.
No way, no, I did this right, didn't I? No, they're getting the ticket, bro. Tech is over here. Hello, here. Tech is here. Tech is here. All right, we did it right. You got to run over all this grass. It's different.
There's on the tree over there.
Yeah. We're good, baby. Past Tech. Let's go find a tree and park underneath it.
These people are leaving.
Perfect. Good eye. Good eye. Good eye. Let me go around. I'm tired of going through grass. It's just convertible. Wow. Alright guys, we're here at the track. We're gonna wait for these guys to pull away, get that spot right there underneath the tree. And we'll be able to see cars finishing the quarter mile right in front of us. We cut it at the 8. 11-1, letting off at the 8. This is a nice track.
Yeah.
And huge, all that back there guys is parking. When huge events happen here, all that gets packed to parking. Yeah, this track is crazy. Actually, a lot of people here today. Baila, baila. Guys, here at the track under this beautiful tree, enjoying ourselves, baby. I want to introduce you guys to Kevin. My boy made it. Kevin lives in Orlando, right?
Yeah, Orlando.
And when he saw we were coming out here, he wanted to come out and see the car in person. And it means a lot to us for him to come out and hang out with us. We're still letting the car cool. Hopefully in the next 30 minutes or so we'll make a pass. The car holds perfect temps on the way out here, guys. 190, 192. But we just don't want to run it like that. We want it to cool back down. It's crazy hot under the hood. Also back here, I was showing Kevin, I still utilize the factory fuel tank, and I have one pump in the fuel tank feeding a surge tank, and then I have my Weldon pump, the big pump that takes from the surge tank. That surge tank with so much fuel circulating gets crazy hot. So I always pop the trunk too to let that cool back down before we go out there and make a pass. I don't know if you guys can hear the intercom. They're talking about how hot it is now. It's like 96, 97 degrees, guys. Under this tree doesn't feel too bad, but it's not racing weather by any means. But here we are, baby. We've successfully made it to 3 tracks. We've driven about 700 miles, 750 miles so far. This is the last track we're gonna race at. We have it trimmed up a little more today. We don't want to push it because we got no trailer here, so the last thing I want is to hurt the car. Not to mention this type of heat, it'll just take so much boost to run a personal best that we're not trying to do all that. Guys, 95 degrees in Orlando right now. And if you look right here, it says feels like 100. This is no joke. We're putting this 2JZ to the test. 1,000 miles in 4 days and running it in 100-degree weather. Baila, baila, un Supra.
At about 11:01, 11:02 in the quarter, it's trying to get the old 10-second time slip. Got a special.
If you guys are listening, we got a Mark 5 Supra about to make a pass now. Here he goes.
Wow, well, nope, 165. Let's see if he,
Mark 5 Supra, he's going for a 10-second run. Ah, he let off.
Not gonna get it.
He let off. He's gone in 11-1 so far.
Pass there. So, 15:29 on an all pass. Do a little bit of track.
Corre que te cojo.
Tenders are good, fries are good. Everything here around the quarter mile. Especially the cold water, Gatorade.
Lani. Papá, ¿dónde está el carro de papá? ¿Dónde está? Ahí está. ¿Dónde está el carro? ¿Dónde está el carro de papá? Aquí. $11.60 for the Mark 5. Trying to get it into the 10s.
He'll get it, he'll get it. It's close.
Not in this heat, he's not going to. It's crazy hot, guys. It's missing a lot of mile an hour too. It's not gonna get it with that mile an hour. All right, guys, driving to the lanes. We gave the car some cool down time. Let's get to the lanes and see what happens.
That's a nice setup.
Guys are ready.
Nice little treat car right there.
Good pass. 3 tracks in 4 days, baby. That's a street car. 17-inch wheels. Always ready to ride. This is 100-degree weather. Let's see what we ran. That felt like a very, very good pass. That felt like an awesome, awesome, awesome pass, man. I love this car so much. Let's see what the draggy says. 823, guys. In this extreme heat, we improved on what we did 2 nights ago. And again, I know the car can go way faster. I can go a 7 tonight here, but I have no trailer. I'm not trying to push it so much, and God forbid something happens and we're stranded out here. That was an awesome pass, man. I'll take it. Let's see what it says. Let's see what the mile an hour was. It felt good. We opened the parachute. That felt awesome. Wow, 170. The Draggy's saying 171.83. Exactly what I thought it would do. I gave it 2 more pounds of boost from the 169 pass a couple days ago. That was 2 more pounds. What else? That was 2 more pounds of boost, but pretty much the same exact tune-up. 100 more RPMs on the 2-step, and 2 more pounds of boost. I was thinking an 820, and I was thinking 171 or so. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Awesome. Let's get the parachute. Let's get back. Guys, fully cocked, AC, 17-inch wheels. We've been to 3 tracks in 4 days, and we did exactly what we set out to do, man. That's incredible. If it wasn't for, at the very first track, I messed up the tune and the car skipped second gear. It went an 870. It should have gone an 830 just like it did at the last track. That would have been an 830, an 830, and an 820 at 3 different tracks. Hooking on 17-inch wheels after driving it for hundreds of miles. This car is a freak of nature, man. Couldn't be happier. Thank you to freaking ATF Speed for believing in us. This is their first stage 4 transmission, guys, and this thing took the heat. 1,000 miles of driving, 3 tracks in 4 days, took it like nothing. Real street performance for the badass engine build. I couldn't do it without these guys. Lance, Toyomoto for helping me out with the tune. Everyone who supports the car, guys. Time Motorsports, Powerhouse Racing. I'm probably forgetting a bunch of names, but everyone who's involved, I couldn't be happier, man. Now we have a 3-hour drive back to the house. I've said it before and I'll say it again. An actual drag week is something I really want to do. I'll do it eventually, but for now, I made up my own, man, and I couldn't be more proud of my little street car. AC, sound system, 17-inch wheels, as street as they come, man. All this car is missing is the back seats, and that's because they're tan and I got rid of them. But I literally drive it out here to the track, listen to music, windows up. I don't check tire pressure. Today I actually checked tire pressure just to make sure they were both equal, but this is the first track that I do that out of all 3. So you just bring it out here, you give it some cool down time just to be nice to it, and it clicks off an 820 in 100-degree weather, guys. It's incredible. I think my buddy Robert's getting a ticket. Robert, my wife is there. Kevin's there. We met Kevin here today. He came out to show support.
She said anything?
Huh?
She said anything?
No.
No?
She just gave it to me.
Was it? Yeah. It's a good pass.
That's what you wanted, 8-2.
It was off on the mile an hour, but it knew the ET.
What was the same mile an hour?
172. Guys, 823. This is the official ticket. 823. Couldn't be happier, man.
Yeah. This should look awesome.
During the day?
From this angle?
Venga, papá, vamos. Vamos, Lari. Vamos, Lari. Vamos, papá. We got my mom calling, our baby driving. It's always a family event. Hey, Mom. Acabamos de correr la hora. No, excelente, 8:20. dimos, le di 2 libritas más de pulse al carro, 2 libras más de turbo. O sea, yo supe que tenía que correr un poquitico mejor, pero como está tan caliente aquí, dije, capaz que corra otra vez, como 8.3 otra vez, que era la idea. Y corrió 8.20. Ya, súper bien. Dobla, dobla. Aquí dice que está a 95 grados y el teléfono dice que se siente como 100. Bien caliente. Aquí estoy sudando todo. Está bien, man. Está bien, man. Besito. A ver, papá. Acelera, acelera, brum, brum. Kevin, we made it look easy or what? He says that we made it look super easy. Dale, vamos, corre. Ran perfect.
60, 1.3.
135, that's what we've done all weekend.
What's up, 45 pounds?
I wonder. Kevin,
Oh, they had, hey.
we made that look easy or what?
823 looked like you was walking, but was really flying.
Guys, I just cleaned the sweat off my forehead. I showed you guys a minute ago on the phone, it says it feels like 100. This isn't racing weather by any means. I'm convinced I can turn the car up more and go with 790, but I've already gone 780. 790 is not gonna excite me, it's not gonna mean nothing. So I'd rather wait for better weather and then turn it up then. For now, you guys knew it was just come out the tracks, have fun, make it back home. And that's what we did, man. Couldn't be happier. This car is an absolute beast. And yes, thanks to everyone who believes in us and helped us out. Thank you guys for following along on the journey. And we'll hang out for a little longer and then we'll drive home. Baltic Supra, baby. Guys, we did it, man. The last and final day, we just packed our stuff up. We're gonna go get some food here in Orlando and drive back to our home. I've said it before, but I'll say it again, man. We couldn't be happier with this car. How easy it makes a low 8-second pass feel. I was just telling some people here at the track. I remember just like 2 years ago, looking up to Gio Supra. Gio had a silver Supra back like 2.5, 3 years ago that I remember running an 8.18. I remember that number so clearly, an 8.1. And I remember thinking, holy crap, that car was heavier than this car. But I remember just looking at the 8.18 like such a huge number, such a, I don't know, just a far fetch for me to be able to get to there. And to think that this car is going an 820 with ease and heat, with the power midway on 17-inch wheels, just all Toyota parts, blows my mind, man. I couldn't be more proud of this car. We're gonna go get some food, drive it back home, and I got some cool other video ideas after this this 3 tracks, 4-day little series. So I'll catch you guys soon. Stay tuned, baby.
In 1 mile, turn left to merge onto I-95 south toward Miami.
Driving home, guys. We just stopped to get something to eat at Sonic's. We're 156 miles from home. It's far. That's really cool.
Yeah. What's it, 2 hours and 30 minutes?
Same, 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh, well, we're already here. Because the track is like 30 minutes in. Yeah. Or 20 minutes.
That's not that bad. I know, when we turn, it's gonna say, for 150 miles, continue. We're both gonna go.
For 153 miles, continue straight.
Oh, Jesus. Guys, for the first 100 miles, we'll be happy. For the last 50. For the first 100, we'll be fine. For the last 50, we'll be dying to get off these aluminum chairs. We'll be there in no time. All right, guys, we just made it to my house, just made it in the garage. The first thing I did as soon as I got here is I looked at the mileage on my Supra, and I ran some quick math, and the numbers just weren't adding up. I mapped again how far Bradenton Motorsports Park is from my house. That's the first track that we went to, and it's 175 miles from my house. I then mapped Orlando Speed World, where we went today, and that's 168 miles from my house. So call it 175 each, 175 and 175. I went there and came back. That's 350, and another 350 miles today to race at Orlando and come back. Just those two tracks, without veering off to get fuel, without going out to eat, without nothing. Just those two tracks are 700 miles. And then I went to PBIR on Friday. I drove to that racetrack. That was the middle track that we went to. I drove there and drove back. That one's like 35, maybe 40 miles from my house. It's not very far at all. But again, there, going to get food, going to the gas station, driving around to tech the car in, racing it. I rounded the trip up to 1,000 miles. Maybe we really put like 900 and some miles. But when I do the math, it's only saying like 600 miles. So if you look at our starting point, I forget what it is now, but you can look at the first video. I think it was 115,596, I think it was. And you add it to this, it's saying we drove 602 miles. And I was like, how in the world? I'm sitting here going crazy, and this is the conclusion that I came up with, guys. I did not trailer this car. I drove it every step of the way. However, this car has a different rear end, a different gearing. The gearing that this car comes with is like 370 something. I have a 6-speed Supra rear end, which is a 326, so the gearing is lower. On top of that, this car comes with like a 25 or so inch tall tire. I have a 28 inch tall tire. So I've never looked at the mileage on this car. I've never really compared it to a location that I've gone. This is the first time I ever do that. But I can tell you this, as we're on the freeway, our speedometer is reading 61, 62 miles an hour. I know 61, 62 is really 80 miles an hour. And the faster we go, the more difference you see. When my speedo's saying 65, I'm going close to 90. That's how big of a difference. The faster I speed up, the more these numbers separate. It's kind of crazy. But to give you another example, when I went to the Georgia half mile like 2 and a half years ago to race at the half mile, I went 196 miles an hour, and my speedometer is reading like 130 or 120 something, very low. So that's what I think happened. The car is thinking we drove, imagine if we're going 60 miles per hour, and an hour is thinking we drove 60. I was really driving 80. So when you do that 4 days in a row, driving a lot, there's like a 200-mile difference on my speedometer. I never even thought of that, but shit, let's keep that a little secret between us. I'm gonna keep it like that forever. Shit, keep my Supra with low mileage. If I had a very low mileage Supra, if you guys out there have very low mileage Supras, do that. Stick a big mud tire on it, a low rear end gear, and that thing will never pick up miles. For a second, I was like, what in the world? Did I miscalculate? But that's what happened, guys. So this is what our mileage is saying, 116,298. So I guess I've put more than 11,000 miles in the last 8 years. I knew that number seemed very low. But anyhow, guys, we're back. We're safe. Car did awesome. We had a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more videos. See you guys later.